I'm back from my holidays, and in today's video we're going to be doing a Trading212 Portfolio update because you seem to like them and they seem to do well, so why not recreate the same thing? It's a cop-out, I know. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Euan, and on this channel we talk about personal finance and investing in the stock market. So if that's something that tickles your fancy, then why not hit that subscribe button and like the video as well, because it really does help the channel out. But please remember, I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research before investing your capital. So let's get straight into it and start with the crazy free shares that I've been getting from all you lovely people. So thank you for anyone who has signed up. At the start of last month, we were around £2,000, and then we've had the whole of November and half, or nearly all of December. In November, we actually crossed the £1,000 mark from free shares for the first time ever, which is crazy, absolutely bonkers, at 1,012 pence. Although it's only a little bit over, I'm really happy with that, and long may it continue. I think I did get a bit lucky because as I was going on TikTok, I was talking about Trading212 and people were signing up through TikTok basically. So that has elevated my free shares for this month, so really happy about that. And so far in the month of December, it won't be as much, I don't think, because people are more worried about buying Christmas presents than investing, which is fair enough. I'm not complaining at all. It's a very volatile source of income, so that is just to be expected. In last month's video, I said this. As always, I'm selling all of my investments because I don't want there to be a crash in the market because of COVID. However, this month I decided to have a rethink and I changed my plan. I decided to invest this money because moving forward for my business, I don't want to rely on the volatile nature of free shares because they could potentially just shut down the free share scheme in 6 months' time, and that'll be a whole lot gone. So I think the best option for me is not to rely on that and to invest this money because it can be extra money towards my investments and my future millionaire status and financial independence. So my plan is to make sufficient money from other sources, YouTube ad revenue, sponsorships, etc, and that'll cover the potential volatility of this income source. Anyway, enough about that. Let's see what I've actually invested into. So I've invested around £3,200, which is all of the free shares from you people, so thank you very much. And we are 4% up, which I'm really happy about considering I only started it, let's say, on the 27th of November, so that's pretty good. Obviously I haven't spoken to you since then, so yeah, happy about that. In terms of what I invested into, I decided to do one adventurous pie and one boring pie. So I've got my dead pie, which is basically just ETFs. So we've got the Vanguard S&P 500, the FTSE All World, FTSE Emerging Markets, and the UK Dividend ETF. And then I went for my Ark Invest, a bit more exciting pie, which includes Google, Apple, Tesla, more Google, Roku, Shopify, Zoom, PayPal, and Square. And as you can see, my exciting pie, or my Ark Invest pie, is actually up 7%, and my dead pie is pretty dead at 0.03%. So we'll take it. So my plan with this is hopefully I'll have a fair bit in from the free shares that I get, unless people stop signing up and watching my videos. And by March, I will probably invest it into my ISA. So I'll sell all the shares here and move it over to the ISA. It's unlikely that I'll get a huge gain. That will mean that I'll pay capital gains tax or dividends tax, but we will see, I guess. Depends how many free shares I get. And I'm currently not on track to use all my ISA allowance up, so this would potentially be a good opportunity to use that additional up. I've got about 50% left, around £10,000 that I can invest, and we're looking at 3.3, so we've got a long way to go in 3 and a bit months. Now for the juicy bit, my Trading212 Portfolio update. I can confirm that we are in the green again, and we are 24.59% up. You know what time it is. And if you can tell, that is not the reason why I have some followers on TikTok. Anyway. However, as always, I will look at the biggest losers of this month because you always learn more from your mistakes than you do your wins. So when I was writing the script, Wells Fargo was my biggest loser, but it seems to have rallied a bit overnight. So who knows what's going on there, which I'm very happy about because at one point it was 25% down and now we're slowly catching up and hopefully we'll go into the green at some point because that'd be nice, wouldn't it? So I'll move on to the next one, and Zoom is actually the biggest loser for this month at 6.53% down. So if that's the biggest loser, we're having a very good month. Everything is doing fairly well because we are looking forward to a vaccine that's hopefully going to vaccinate everyone. But we've still got a tough few months ahead of us to get through that bit first. I think investors are agreeing that it is looking promising and the forward outlook on businesses, etc., is looking good. But all of this talk of Zoom, and it's actually only 59 pence down because I've only got £8 invested, so let's move on. So the first one we're going to look at is Walt Disney, and they are up 55%, which is absolutely crazy considering their parks and cruises, etc., are shut. But I think the saving grace for them is their Disney Plus service, which is crazy, doing crazy numbers. As I said last month, it is definitely a rival for Netflix, and it's actually beaten their 2024 target of 90 million subscribers already. So that shows how quickly that they can move on this and how quickly people can be part of this service. How long they can keep people is a different story, because we don't know if Disney Plus will be the first one people get rid of when life goes back to normal, if it does ever. And hopefully if they continue to grow, they'll get to the heights of Netflix and compete with them on a subscriber basis, or just run parallel with them. We will see, who knows. The next people we've got to talk about is who we talk about every single month, and that is Apple, and we are up 54%, which is really good as always, and I'm very happy with it. Last month it slightly dipped because of the lower iPhone sales, but they've released some new products, including their weird earphones, which I don't know if anyone's going to buy because they're ridiculously expensive. I would personally prefer to buy a share than buy those, but then I've got these, which are owned by Apple. And then we've got some honourable mentions like we did last month, and we've got Legal & General, which is up 24%, and we also have one down here, SSE, which is up 18%. These were slightly higher last night when I was doing the research for this, but because of the tier 4 stuff, we are now not looking as good. But it doesn't matter, long-term mindset, long-term mindset, long-term mindset. So we're all good. And of course, my biggest holding is the Vanguard S&P 500, and we are up 28% and looking fairly good. So I actually added a new pie. It's called the 2x2 Ark Invest Pie, and I did a video on this a couple of weeks back, so I'll link that in the description or put it here or whatever, so that you can go have a look at that and maybe join in the 100k challenge. But considering I only started it a few weeks ago, we are up nearly 9%, and we are green on all of my pies, so I'm super pleased with that. But going back to the Ark Invest Pie, you can see that we are on track to hit the projected goal. This is based off the last 5 years of annual returns, so take this with a pinch of salt, because 58% or year-on-year return is crazy, and it's very unlikely to continue, so just bear that in mind. But you've got to be in it to win it, don't you? So if it does continue at this rate, then we'll hit £100,000 in this account after just 8 years, which would be madness. So I'm going to continue to invest into it and just see what happens. So you've got 8 years of me following on this journey, so make sure you're subscribed so you can follow on. Press the button, it's free. And then we've got the Millionaire Pie, which is always ahead, and it's up 11%. And then we've got our Pie Felicia, which is up 12%, which, considering it's a dividend pie, I'm pretty happy about that. It does say it's behind, but I think that is to do with the dividend reinvestment thing that I've mentioned a couple of times before. So what I did in the last month, and what I'll continue to do, is invest £150 into my Millionaire Pie, £50 into the Ark Invest Pie, and £50 into the Pie Felicia Pie every single month. And I will leave the links down in the description if you want to join along and play along and just take a look. I also cheated on my pies this month. What I did was invest £100 into Airbnb. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. I'll leave the link in the description. I keep saying that, so I do apologise. And we're currently up for nearly 5%, but it did go down 20% the other day, so it's going to continue to go up and down as IPOs tend to do in their early stages. But I wanted to be in the game with Airbnb because I know how much of a solid product it is and how much I use it personally. And yeah, I do understand that it was overvalued at the start, but the value of something is purely determined on what a certain person will pay for it, because Tesla has been overvalued for a long period of time and it's still going up and up. I know there's potential for a big crash, but if people are still buying into it, then you never know. the upside may be huge over a long period of time, and I think that could be the same with Airbnb, because there is still plenty of growth for that company and different ways of bringing in revenue. So as I said, it will be added to my Millionaire Pie, and at some point when I invest again, it will be rebalanced so that we can get Airbnb on there, because at the moment we are 0% in Airbnb, but obviously we want to get up to 5%, and that will change the balance of everything. So we need a little rebalance to see what's going to happen. So overall, my portfolio is up 24 and a bit %, which I'm really happy with, and hopefully it continues to grow at this rate. And I plan to keep on investing every single month and for a long period of time. And all my mistakes will be hopefully learnt from, and all of my wins will hopefully be learnt from as well. So come along for the ride. I love doing these updates because I can see the progression of my portfolio every single month, and it gets me closer to my millionaire status and my financial independence number. And at the moment, I'm currently taking the opportunity to invest more because I've got 2 incomes effectively, one from YouTube and one from my job. And I'm trying to invest as much as I possibly can until I switch over to the self-employed life and the frugal life of being self-employed, rather than having something consistently coming in every single month. But anyway, that's my story. That's enough from me. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, like, subscribe, comment, do all those things, because it really does help the channel reach new audiences and helps hopefully more than just you, if this is helpful at all. So all there is left to say is thanks for watching. I'm not a millionaire, but I'm trying to help you become one. So peace. I am optimistic in the